Hey there! Are you one of the many Washington residents relying on Apple Health? Just imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing your health coverage is totally gone just because you missed a single notification. Scary, right? Well, today we're going to make sure that never happens to you. Welcome to this explainer. We're diving right in to demystify exactly how you can easily and quickly renew your Washington Apple Health coverage online to secure those essential benefits without all the headache. So, let's kick things off with a pretty critical question. Are you at risk of losing your coverage? Because with pandemic-era automatic renewals ending, you actually might be if you don't take action. For a really long time, the state extended coverage automatically, but those days are officially over. If you started getting Apple Health back in 2020 or later, this might literally be the very first time you're being asked to navigate the renewal process.
To help you out, here's our exact 6-step roadmap to make sure you keep your coverage. First, an introduction to Washington Renewal. Second, preparing your renewal documents. Third, navigating the online portals. Fourth, completing the online form. Fifth, submitting and confirming renewal. And finally, troubleshooting and help resources.
Okay, let's jump into Section 1, Introduction to Washington Renewal and why renewing matters right now.
Here's the most crucial point you need to know. The automatic pandemic extensions are completely done. Federal rules now require you to renew your coverage every 12 months. That makes the online system your absolute fastest route to staying insured. See, if the state can't automatically verify your eligibility through data sources like the IRS or Employment Security Department, you're going to have to step in and manually renew it yourself.
Moving right along to Section 2, Preparing Your Renewal Documents. Basically, what to gather before you start.
I highly recommend taking a quick screenshot of this list right now so you can organize your documents beforehand. Keep in mind, you're going to need precise income details, like consecutive wage stubs for the last 60 days. Or, if you happen to be on Classic Medicaid, you'll need your asset information handy. Also, you'll need social security numbers and dates of birth for literally everyone in your household. Yep, even if they aren't the ones applying for coverage. It's just to make sure your household size is calculated correctly.
Next up is Section 3, Navigating the Online Portals and Choosing Your Correct Path.
All right, so you've got a really critical fork in the road right here. Washington uniquely uses two entirely different portals. If your coverage is purely income-based, you're in the MAGI group, so you'll use Washington Health Plan Finder. But if your coverage is based on being age 65 or older, blindness, a disability, or needing long-term care, you're in the Classic group. For that, you absolutely must use Washington Connection. Make sure you get this right, because if you go to the wrong website, it won't automatically reroute you. You'll just hit a frustrating dead end.
So if you're on the Health Plan Finder path, creating your account is super straightforward. You just need a unique username of at least 6 characters and a strong password. But remember this, because it is incredibly important. Always use the forgot password or forgot username links if you get stuck. Look, I know password resets are super annoying, but creating a duplicate account can actually desynchronize your eligibility records and cause some major headaches down the line.
Now, for those of you on the Classic path, creating a Secure Access Washington or SAW account is your very first step to securely accessing your client benefit account. SAW basically acts as a single sign-on portal for a bunch of different state agencies, keeping things simple. Once you activate it via email or text, you'll use those exact credentials to log right into Washington Connection and view your pre-filled forms.
Okay, let's get into Section 4, Completing the Online Form, which is our step-by-step walkthrough.
Once you're inside Health Plan Finder, the special little Update My Application and Renew Coverage link magically appears under Quick Links, but only during your active 60-day renewal window. From there, the system actually presents pre-populated screens with your data already in there. Your only job is to just verify it and then update any income changes that have fluctuated by $150 or more. Pretty easy, right?
It's also really vital to point out the system's built-in safety nets here. For example, survivors of domestic violence have special exceptions to protect their privacy and safety during the renewal process. You can request to be removed from shared applications with abusers, indicate single filing taxes to avoid IRS penalties, and even get the Social Security number requirement waived entirely if needed.
Conversely, if you're on Washington Connection for Classic Medicaid, your primary focus is going to be declaring your financial assets and ensuring they fall under that strict $2,000 individual limit. You just click Renew My Annual Benefits to open up your eligibility review form, and then you must carefully document all liquid assets, any real estate, and life insurance policies.
Now, please pay close attention to this one.
the AVS, or Asset Verification System. If you don't sign this electronic authorization allowing the state to run a bank sweep, your classic Medicaid renewal literally cannot be completed. It will be immediately denied. No joke, it's a strict federal requirement for this specific program, so don't skip it.
Let's wrap up the paperwork in Section 5, submitting and confirming renewal and finishing the process. Over on Health Plan Finder, all you have to do is agree to the legal attestations and e-sign your name. Boom, submitted. Now, if the system flags you as something called conditional eligibility, based on new data you entered, don't panic. You've got a full 95 days to upload your proof documents, like wage stubs, directly to the Document Center online to prevent any gap in your coverage.
For Washington Connection, you'll e-sign your form as well, but remember, because their main form actually doesn't support inline attachments, you absolutely must use their MyDocs online document upload portal or their dedicated fax line to send in any physical verification paperwork they might request.
This timeline is super important, showing your window of risk and recovery. You have a 60-day window to renew. But hey, let's say life happens, you miss the deadline, and your coverage is procedurally terminated. Washington State actually offers a 90-day reconsideration safety net. This is a real game changer. It means you can still submit your renewal within 90 days after closure. And if you're still eligible, your coverage is restored retroactively, meaning you don't have to start over with a brand new application.
Finally, Section 6, Troubleshooting and Help Resources, and exactly where to get assistance. Definitely keep these numbers handy, and make sure you call the correct support center for your specific needs. If you're on an income-based plan, you'll call the Health Plan Finder number. If you are aged, blind, or disabled, call the DSHS number. There are also dedicated phone lines for general Apple Health questions and even for the Office of Administrative Hearings, just in case you ever need to appeal a denial.
Also, if English isn't your first language, or maybe you just want a trained professional to walk you through the application screen by screen, you're in luck. Free navigators are standing by to help. They can assist you either virtually or in person in over 200 languages. Registered brokers can also offer their services to recommend a plan for you, completely free of charge. You don't have to do it alone.
Before we officially wrap up this explainer, I do need to give a quick professional disclaimer. Medicaid policies, website interfaces, and federal rules can and do shift over time. Because of that, I strongly urge you to always verify details directly on official state websites like wahealthplanfinder.org and washingtonconnection.org. Or better yet, call those official state resources directly for personal advice tailored to your exact situation.
So, I want to leave you with this one vital question. What would actually happen to your family's health security tomorrow if your coverage simply vanished? Please, don't wait for a letter that might get lost in the mail to find out. Log into your portal right now, check to see if your 60-day renewal window is open, and take control of your essential coverage today.